Hey there, Byrand here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are talking about the record of Grancrest, episode 13, To the Homeland. Now, the first part I got to see that I really enjoyed is that Sheila and Irvin are back. Like, we haven't seen much of Sheila since Theo and Classic David and them defeated the King of Savis. Irvin we got to see back at the capital for the Union, but didn't get to see much of him. I guess we get to see Priscilla again, but it's kind of a disappointment for her character to me because she hasn't really done anything. She's healed a bunch of minor characters, and she healed a Sheila. That's yeah, it was a Sheila. That's about it. And then we also get to see Emma and Luna. And then all of a sudden, that's the first half. Well, not half. The first part I want to talk about. Something I want to mention is that we got a new opening for this anime, and I really enjoyed it. It felt refreshing. It felt new. I actually was really enjoying the tempo and the beat. But I digress. The first thing we need to talk about is how Theo and company going to Laxia, which I assume is the capital of Sistina, because it's a thriving city. There, they run into Yana. And if you don't remember, Yana is the Black Witch or the Evil Witch, whichever term you prefer, that ended up killing the Werewolf Queen, and I'm trying to think exactly what she's doing in Sistina. Like, it's mentioned that people with baggage end up coming there, but it doesn't really explain why she chose Sistina and why she chose to be with the man she was with, who is named Salvador Rossini. Now, Salvador is going to be the main focus for this episode. He is one of the children of the head fam. Well, I don't really know what the guy's first name is. All we know is he's Rossini. I'm sure it was mentioned. I just forgot to write it down. Well, he's the son of Lord Rossini, so one of them, anyways. I think there's 3 sons, and then that head Rossini. And things get a little messy because Salvador's pretty much gonna have everybody in the restaurant there and attack Theo, but luckily Saluka uses her magic to get them out of there. We get to see kind of just how finally Theo decides to go on from village to village to try to gain support, but unfortunately, all the people are just scared of the Rossinis that they turned Theo away. Even one village was burned down. Just to set an example of what would happen if you joined Theo, and I assume that village was innocent. One Theo has not even visited yet. It's just insane how the Rossinis treat these people. Like, I don't even know why they're doing this. Like, sure, you can have this is for power, but I know like this the whole thing like from like say the philosopher Machiavelli was asked, is it better to be loved or feared? Like, I guess the Rossinis are choosing it's better to be feared, but the problem with that is that you will end up causing a rebellion. But apparently they put down any rebellion with violence, and it's just so depressing seeing all this. Eventually we get to see Theo's village, and we learned what happened to Theo's father. Theo's father built a secret storehouse in order to store food, so that in case if the people got hungry, well, after the Rossinis did the insane tax of taking all the food, they could still eat. But apparently he got snitched on and was executed. We also get to meet Rebecca. it's not really stated who she is exactly to Theo. She's either one of a friend of Theo's, or she's Theo's sister. I'm gonna go with that she's a friend because she looks nothing like Theo. Theo has like green hair, Rebecca has brown hair. Granted, Theo probably only has green hair, so he stands out in the anime, so we know he's the main character, but I digress. Like, when he's talking about his father's grave, he says, let's head up to father's grave. But when she mentions it, that's what I after. But when she mentions that she wants Theo to visit his father's grave, he said, how about you visit your father's grave? So they just did not really introduce her character very well. Like, I don't know, who is she? Like, what I'm getting at is that she's a friend of Theo's, but unfortunately she betrays him just so she would be brought to the city by the Rossinis. But I figured that would never happen. And while Theo's heading up to his father's grave, which is a trap, Saluk is trying to convince the people of Theo's village to rise up. And just doesn't really go well until Rebecca ends up coming back, asking for help. Because Theo knew it was a trap the entire time and still went for the sake of the village. And right before Theo is killed, Irvin appears and uses his knives to knock away all the arrows, as well as Emma and Luna using the claws. Because apparently Saluka told him to go after Theo. That cheeky little girl. Just really shows how much she... I'm trying to think of the word I'm thinking is... I guess you could say how much Theo means to Saluka. Because, like, of course, Saluka was ordered to stay, but Saluka probably knew something was up and had Irvin, Emma, and Luna go after it. And then eventually, we get to see the entire village appear with pitchforks, shovels. Rebecca has a ladle. That was kind of funny. Like, yeah, sure, you're gonna do something with that. And something we actually get to see is we get to see Theo's battle flag again. Now, this was a rare sight. Like, I thought he would have lost this after his rank went down, but apparently no. Kind of an epic little fight, like Irvin and that other shadow are fighting. I'm not really sure what a shadow is. They haven't really explained that very well, but I assume a shadow is kind of like an assassin. And the ones that Irvin was fighting was the same ones that attacked Alexis. Well, attacked Theo with Alexis being there unknowingly. And things are looking pretty bad for Salvador. So he decides to run away like the little coward he is. And I kind of really enjoy this because it really shows how big of cowards the Rossinis really are when they're up against something they can't handle. Unfortunately, Rebecca tries to stop him. And it doesn't end well. She gets stabbed with an I assume like a dagger. Yeah, with the dagger. All of a sudden, Theo just loses it. Defeats every other man attacking him. Chases after Rossini with an axe. And as you can see from the image right now, pretty much impales him in the back. That was brutal. Like, this is the first time we saw Theo kill somebody out of rage. Like, I figured Theo was actually going to let the Rossinis live if they surrendered and left. But he just killed one. Oh, wow. So, with Salvador now dead, that means there are either 2 or 3 more Rossinis to go. Because we saw the head of the family, another brother, and of course, one in the last episode we also saw a blonde. So I'm gonna go with 3, but I could be wrong. Let me know if I am down in the comment section below. Now, something I don't like is that when Theo gets to Rebecca, she's somewhat still alive. And while she's talking to Theo apologizing, we see Priscilla just standing there. Like, okay, why didn't you make an attempt? You're obviously very powerful when it comes to healing magic. I assume you probably could have saved her life. Like, I don't know, maybe this was done for plot. Because maybe it was done because Rebecca did it only because as an apology to Theo for betraying him. And I don't know. This last part did not make any sense of why Priscilla didn't help. Maybe she didn't help because she knew it was too late, or I don't really know. Well, the next episode is going to be called The Liberator of Sistina. Now, I don't think the other Racines are going to die in this episode. It just doesn't seem... It just seems too soon. I hypothesize there will either be 2 or 3 more. Maybe 2. About Sistina being liberated. And that'll be about it. I assume the next Orsini to die is either going to be that blonde we saw, or the from back from episode 12, or the other Orsini brother we saw in this episode. And I feel like Yana actually was kind of playing with Salvador, because yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like she would go after that guy. Because she does have like a manipulative personality, from what I can tell. So she's gonna try to. She's just there to have some fun. Well, I don't know, but we will find out in the next episode. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe and turn on notifications. And if you are a subscriber, turn on those notifications so you never miss another video. And finally, meet me in the comment section for a discussion on this episode. And also, I am running out of video ideas, so let me know, so I'm thinking about doing some top 10s. So, let me know down below what kind of top 10 videos you would like to see. This has been Byrand, and I will see you next time.